everyone, you're welcome to the Dietary Factor. My name is Mary Wyglad, bringing you the show live today. In case you are new here, please ensure to subscribe with the button just below there and like the video in case you are inspired with a thing or two. Today is a beautiful day and I'm very excited to bring to you the topic today. I hope you're excited as well back home and from wherever you are watching from. We are going to talk about obesity. Obesity usually is known as a disease of the affluent or a disease from very developed countries. I would say even in a country like Uganda, we have quite a number of people who are obese. So you could be asking yourself, why is this happening? And the answers are quite simple. Usually, when you find someone who's obese, people usually have their reasons as to why someone is obese. Let's figure out why we have an increased rate of obesity coming in Uganda. Why are people getting more obese? Now, we are going to talk more of childhood obesity. Maybe I can give you a simple story. Growing up, at that time then in the 1990 something, we had quite a number of less obese children. Why? It's because when we were younger, I remember we used to run out. We grew up in a community and we had less offenses and it was more of a rural urban area. So we were always running around here and there, playing games, being beaten for playing too much, being beaten for coming back late because you have spent the whole day playing. But these days, children stay indoors. The games they do play are on phone. The reasons as to why children are yelled at is because they have stayed on the phone too long. The yelling is probably, bring back my phone, Junior, bring back my phone, or things like that. So the games are more indoor than outdoor compared to us then. And when you look at the urban setting these days, more so, let me say in Kampala, there are fences literally everywhere. There is a home here, there is a fence, so literally children do not. If you have only one child in a home, how does a child play alone? You see, so it's literally fences all around. So urbanization has been one of the causes of obesity in Uganda. Urbanization has led to the causes of obesity. What else? When you look at the ads these days, they are very, very fancy ads when it comes to certain particular processed foods. So the ads are very nice, crunchy burgers, very nice fries, and yes, they are really tasty. These things are really tasty. But now these ads make them look even more tastier. So at the end of the day, children would prefer burgers and all compared to natural foods. And when you change your food to processed food, you are at risk of being more obese compared to when you eat natural foods. Gone are the days when we would crave for our parents to bring us mangoes. You'd be like, Mom, bring me back mangoes, bring me back oranges. But these days, the children will be like, bring me a burger, bring me fries. So you see there is a shift in the foods that we do eat these days. So now these have been major causes of the rise in obesity in our country. Why are we talking about this? It's because we would like children to grow up and be more healthy. When your child has obesity at their young age, they are prone to very many diseases that are usually known as adult diseases. Like for example, imagine a child with diabetes, cardiovascular diseases. Why? Because they are obese. Obesity comes with a number of health complications. And I've already told you diabetes is one of them. We have cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. All those are because of obesity. So when a child has these diseases, imagine their whole life they are diabetic, their whole life they have high blood pressure. At the end of the day, even more more money is used in trying to treat the child. So it's one way to save up by living healthier. Living healthier actually helps you save up more, because when a child is obese, they are prone to these kinds of diseases, which are usually known as adult diseases. So the reason that's why we're talking about childhood obesity today is because we do not want this to happen to your child, and we want you to reverse it before it becomes worse. When you reverse it now, your child will not be prone to diabetes in the near future. Your child will not be prone to stroke in the near future. Childhood obesity, how could I define it? So childhood obesity is accumulation of extra fat on a child. When a child has extra fat, you could name it as childhood obesity, or it could also be called pediatric obesity. So why have I named it that way? It's a simple definition just for everyone to understand. But however, extra fat could not necessarily mean that a child is obese. Why? Because some people naturally have bigger statures. The fact that they look a little big doesn't mean they are obese. They just have a bigger stature naturally. So how do you know that someone is obese? Now, to get to know childhood obesity, it would be very advisable to get to know their BMI. BMI is body mass index. So the body mass index is gotten when you get to know the child's height and the child's weight. So when you divide them, you'll be able to get a body mass index. So when you get the BMI, you'll be able to understand whether the child is normal, or whether the child is obese, or whether the child is underweight. And you could also get to know through growth charts for children. You could get to know their obesity level through growth charts. This, you can get them from your doctor or from a hospital certified with growth charts. They are not found everywhere. However, BMI, you can do it easily. So when you get to know a child is obese, one, you need to start on the road to ensuring that you scale down their weight or prevent it from happening. In case your children are healthy, you can prevent obesity. How? One, you talked about the diseases that they're able to get. And two, childhood obesity can have an impact on a child's self-esteem. When a child can be able to play with their mates, when they are not able to do some things, they are talked more on as a big person, the fat one, it can really get to their esteem. So it's important to scale it down or to prevent it from actually happening. So what can you do as a mother out there, as a father, as a caregiver? There are some things that you can do to prevent obesity from happening in the home. One, ensure when you are doing things to ensure your kids are not obese, do them for the whole family so the children don't seem to be left out. There is a story of a particular gentleman who got to realize that the child was getting obese. So he decided to join the kids and take them for sport. He did not say, so and so, you are obese, so you are going to do this because you are obese. No, he ensured he got the children, he took all of them for sport and engaged them in sport, cycling, and at the end of the day, cycling the bicycles. So at the end of the day, the children got to love biking. And the fact that they got to love biking, they even engage in sports. And one of the daughters here in Uganda of that particular prominent man is even one of the best riders. Why? Because of just engaging the whole family into doing the riding thing. If the father had spotted her out and is like, you are going to ride because you are gaining weight, probably it would not have done her well. But the fact that he ensured that all the family engaged in the practice of riding, it helped the kid to learn how to ride. At the end of the day, her weight went down because she was engaged in physical activity. So one, as a parent, ensure the whole family is involved. If you're going for exercise, ensure the whole family is involved. When it comes to diet, ensure the diet of the whole family is changed. For example, do not say only Mary will be having greens and the rest of us we shall be having probably chicken tonight because we are not having more weight. No, it's important that the whole family has a particular uniform meal if you are trying to prevent this from happening. Parents, do not allow your kids to stay on screen the whole day. Allow them to go out and play. I know some parents do not like to be disturbed. I know children can really be disturbing. So the thing to take away your children is probably to give them your phone. You go play. And that is it. At the end of the day, the kid is playing on the phone and they are not engaging physically. It's very important for children to play. Tell them to go out and play. I know we are looking at safety issues. They can play in the compound. In case you have a fence, they can play in the compound. Ensure they play. Ensure you join them to play in case you can. I know of a family, one of the prominent people in Uganda here, probably you can just guess, whereby the father always sets out particular days to play with the children. He goes out and has football with them and has games with them just because he wants them to be active. Engage with your family, engage with your children so that at the end of the day they are more physically active. If you have toddlers, I know toddlers can really be disturbing. So in case of instead of carrying these toddlers, it's very important to let them walk. Sometimes you can just hold their hand and let them walk. It is good for their health to be physically active. We have talked about what obesity is, what causes it, and a few ways you can curb it and prevent it from happening, and that's by being physically active. So I hope you've learned something today. And in case you have questions, please ensure to put them in the comment section. In case you have any other thing, an experience you had in your childhood which is different from today, ensure you put it in the comment section so that you get to know how your childhood is different from now and how it's impacting on the obesity levels. Thank you so much, and I remain Mary. Like, subscribe, follow us on Forever Media.